What's up, guys? Jason Guyman here, and tonight we're going to talk about marketing and what marketing works, what doesn't in 2025. What can you do to make your marketing better? How can you make your marketing better for 2025? And that is my goal for tonight, is talking all about marketing, because as you all know, I love marketing. I think marketing is the most important thing that you can do. It is one of the things that, as you're growing your pressure washing, your Christmas light business, whatever business it is, marketing is key for growing your business. And so if you don't market your business in 2025, it's probably not going to grow. And so I've got the 5 things that still work in 2025 that will work for you. And so that is my goal for you tonight. And so tonight, I just want to push pretty hard on, as we go in 2025, whether you're talking about Christmas lights, permanent lighting, pressure washing, soft washing, roof cleaning, whatever it might be, that as we do this and as you start looking at your business, this is a good time to see what worked in 2024. What was the number one driving? I would like to hear from you all. What was your number one lead source that you had? And if you put it in the comments, I'd like to hear what your number one lead source is, because as we all know, there's lots of ways to skin a cat. And so as we go, we want to make sure that we look at what we worked last year and what can we do to do it better this year, right? Because that is the goal of growing this business, is to see what worked in 2024, what can we do better in 2025, and how can we push our business further in 2025. And so, yes, I'm talking Christmas lights, pressure washing. I know some of you are thinking, Jason, it's not even time for Christmas lights yet. We haven't even gotten them down yet. And I understand, DJ, we're supposed to go pull them down, and they're all frozen. It's supposed to be 2 degrees tomorrow. This weekend's going to rain. You never know. And then next week's supposed to be a high of 10 and a low of like -5 here. So a lot of people haven't gotten their lights down. And so this is something that we want to hit on. So how's everybody doing tonight? It was, I had a good week. DJ and I went and we started putting together his pressure washing rig for 2025. He's getting a second rig. And so it's a skid build. So I'm putting it together with him. We're getting lots of videos off of it. So I'll be pushing them on my pressure washing channel. We got some Christmas light, permanent light training that I'll be pushing on that. So if you're watching it for the Christmas lights or permanent lights, I've got more stuff coming out for both. And so I want to tell you what my goal is for 2025 to help you all grow your business. So in 2024, I kind of slacked a lot. And so all I did really was my 2 lives. When I first started growing this business, I was doing 2 videos a day, and I was doing 2 lives a week, or 2 videos a week and 2 lives a day. And so this is the same thing in your business. If you're not consistent in your business, you're going to watch it go down a little bit. And so my lives do well, but my videos do better. And so the last year or 2, I haven't been doing very good on my videos. And so my goal this year, I've actually hired an editor, is we're going to do 1 short every day on the pressure washing channel, and we're going to do 2 videos every week. And then on the Christmas lights this year, I'm going to do 1 video right now until we get to probably summer, and then I'll start it up to 2 videos, and I'm going to do 2 to 3 shorts a week, and then we'll bump it up once we get closer to Christmas lights. So that's how my goal is to help you. I have lots of content. I'm trying to come up with new content. So my thing for you is to ask you is, if you watch my videos, you have a question, put it in there. That helps me answer. I can answer your question, and I'm sure if you have that question, someone else probably has that question too. So that is my goal. So this week's book of the week is a book that I push a lot and the reason why I'm pushing this book, I've been pushing a lot here lately. It is a great book. I just finished this book. I highly recommend this book to everyone. And it's about customer service is what it's really about, and your customer journey. And that's the reason why I like this book. I like this book a lot. And so if I can find this book on here, because it's going to be the best way for me to show you here, and it is called The New Golden Standard. I know I've pushed this book quite a bit, but this is a great book. I highly recommend you this book. It will help you do what you need to grow your business. So with that, I see we got lots of awesome people on here tonight. We got Wowzer Cleaning from California. We got TC's in the house. What's up? Checking in for smallest state in the map from Little Bitty all the way on the East Coast. Radiant Power Wash here. What's up? Let's have a great 2025. I agree 100%. Our number one lead source was definitely SEO in 2024. And then Wowzer said his number one lead source in 2024 was Google Ads. How do you get ice off Christmas lights faster? Body heat and friction. I mean, right now we're waiting until it thaws out, because otherwise you're just going to tear up gutters. You're going to tear up stuff. You're going to tear up the lights. You're going to tear up their house. You can pull shingles off because it's frozen. You can pull gutters down. And so I recommend till they thaw out. Had a killer 2024 wash season. That's awesome. Wowzer said Google Ads number one option, yard signs second option. That's awesome. What's Google Guarantee ROI? Google Guarantee ROI is a crapshoot. And what I mean by that is I have some people that do awesome on Google Guarantee, and I have some people that I've tried to do everything in my power and call and everything, and they've called and they've done everything, and they've gotten literally nothing. And so it just, if you're lucky or not, basically is what that comes down to. Organic leads are taking over for sure. What's up, Reg and Clean? Hey, those shorts are cool. How are you editing those? They seem to be popular this year with a number of people. So when I was editing them myself, I was using CapCut. CapCut was what I was using. CapCut and Descript is what the two things I was using, just because I'll pull out a lot of this out of my thing. I still use Descript to pull out sections of my talks here or videos, and then my editor is doing all of the editing for me. He's an awesome guy and doing that and doing an amazing job at it. 3 pictures per week on Google Profile. That is great. What's up, Cray? How are you doing? Making $700 a week at my job. I have to start this business. I have to stop wasting time. Thanks for all you do, Jason. Well, the biggest thing I'll tell you is you got to take action. And I know sometimes it's scary, but it's something that you have to get out there and do. I'm getting Christmas light quote requests. Is the best way to go about this is to send a quote now? Absolutely, 100%. And I would even try to get them early booked. Go ahead and get them booked. And I'll hit on that. You know, I've had a lot of guys and gals have great success of getting people booked this year for at the end of the season, or for this season. And so I know some people that they've had almost 20 or 25 people book. Some of them paid full deposit, some of them paid half deposit, some of them are on the monthly plan. And so this is something that if you haven't reached out to your customers, I know what January and February it is. You're not very busy. And so if you can get some income coming in January and February, it will help you out a lot. Yeah, you won't be getting money to put them up at the end of the year, but you'll get all your new customers that will be paying you your money, and so you'll be fine at the end of the year. So this is a way that you can help get some cash flow coming. Imagine you get, 20 people paying you a couple $100 a month, $2,000, $3,000, $4,000 through these next couple months can help you out a bunch if you can go ahead and get that or more. I know some people out of that 20, they had like 4 people pay full payment. So if your average ticket's $2,000, that's $8,000 in January. That will help you get through January and February, so you'll be able to get into March. So that's the thing that I would say. So yes, send them quotes now. I love me some Google Guaranteed. Mr. Ron Roby, the king of pressure washing. Yard signs is my number 1 lead. Great. All right. So let's get started here and talk about the 5 things that still work in 2025, that will still work in 2025, and I will kind of hit on some things on each of them. And so my first one, and it's always my first one, is, you know what? I'm not going to give you my number 1 first. I'm going to start down at the bottom. I'm going to start at the end. I'm going to start at number 5, and we're going to have a countdown to number 1. And I'd like to see if you all can guess, what do you think my number 1 thing that you need to do for 2025? And so we will do that. So with that, back to ads. Facebook ads, Google ads is my number 5. It still works in 2025. It worked in 2024. Facebook ads actually did pretty well for a lot of people in Christmas lights. Google ad did well for some in pressure washing and Christmas lights. Make sure that as we are thinking about the year of 2025, how are you going to budget for Google ads? Are you going to run Google ads? Are you going to do Google Guaranteed? And so these are things. So if you're going to say, you know what, I want to spend $10,000 a year in marketing, this is something that you should do. And it is definitely something that we need to sit there and start going out there and doing it, right? We're going to make sure that we are budgeting. We know that in January and February, there's no reason why we need to use money, right? I mean, there's very little that you're going to be able to do it. Now, I did tell somebody I would still put signs out in this time of the year if you live in the South for pressure washing, right? Because you can still pressure wash down there. But these are the things that we need to look at. What is your target audience? The thing that you know now is especially if you started your business in 2024 or before, you can go in your CRM and see where is your clients at and where are your top clients at. Not just where all your clients are, but where is the top 20% of your clients. Go find the top 20%. Who paid you the most, the top 20%, and go find where they are so you can start targeting that area hard with Facebook ads and Google ads, right? Because we know that you already have customers there. Those are your top clients. We want more customers in those areas because that's where our top clients is. So Facebook ad, Google ads, we can make sure our copy is good. We can make sure our landing pages are good. We can make sure that we are tracking. One of the big things I want to see in 2025 from you all is knowing where your leads come from. A lot of people are like, I just put a bunch of money out and hope for the best and my leads are there, right? Where are your leads coming from? That is a good thing to think about, where your leads are coming from. My number 4 is Facebook. Facebook still works organic, not Facebook ads, Facebook organic, whether we're talking Facebook groups or just Facebook organic, right? And so this is something, and I would even put LinkedIn in on this one too, because it's kind of just social media, right? So Facebook, LinkedIn, both of these work great. Make sure that you're putting content on them. If you're doing LinkedIn, you don't need to do as much content as, posting 5-6 times a day. You only need to post maybe once, or you need to post about 3 to 4 times a week. You don't need to even post every day on LinkedIn. If you're doing Facebook, you're going to have to post, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 times. Get in on a good schedule, get into some engagement strategies. Try to get get engagement, whether it's LinkedIn or Facebook, right? You want to get people to start talking. And so one of the things on LinkedIn that you can do is you can go and comment. Commenting on other people's stuff is way better than just posting. And try when you comment to encourage, and you also want to try to drive engagement so you can get that conversation going. And these are all things that will help you. On Facebook, you want to do Facebook groups is another way. I've got a guy out of New Jersey doing $150,000, $200,000, and all he does is Facebook groups. He's in about 100 groups, and he posts in 5-6 groups every day, and that's how he's able to grow his business to where it is. So groups are still great. Don't just do, a lot of people are always like, well, Jason, what do I need to post? Well, post all kinds of things. On Facebook, on LinkedIn, try to keep it business. But on LinkedIn or on Facebook, you can post about your life. If your kids play soccer, if your kids play baseball, you can post on all of the little things that people wait. You get all the groups. If you go to church, if you have your drinking club, if you have your car clubs, right? These are all groups of people that you can start knowing and connecting with, and people will know you that you are the social media person, right? And so Bobby Duncan's on here. I always talk about Bobby Duncan because you need to come on one night and talk about Facebook, because he uses Facebook and is growing it very well. So Facebook still works. Facebook groups still work. LinkedIn works. All of that in social media. My next one is, that one is social media, online networking. My other one is my number 3 that still works in 2025 is networking. Networking still works awesome. A lot of people don't do this. A lot of people, this is something that people are scared to death to do. They have fear to be around other people. They don't know what to say. They don't know how to act. And so networking still works. It is, if you have a great network, if everybody knows who you are, networking is amazing. I would almost put networking at number 1. My thing is a lot of people struggle with networking. Because when you're first starting out, it's hard. You don't really know what you're supposed to do. You're worried about your rig. You're worried about your chemicals. You're worried about how to pressure wash. You're worried about how to put up Christmas lights. And so you don't really network. And so networking is a great one. It doesn't cost you. It does cost you, It does cost you, because it costs you time. And so this is one that it costs you time. And so time is something that is cost. And so, this is a great place that you can get large commercial jobs, whether it is for pressure washing or Christmas lights. You can go for pressure washing, you can do your property managers. For Christmas lights and pressure washing, you can go to your facility managers, your CEOs, whoever's in charge of your buildings, your HOAs. You can get into your relationship with your HOAs meetings, your Chamber of Commerce. Some Chamber of Commerces are awesome, some suck. So you kind of got to find your niche in your Chamber of Commerce's. Some of them you can do like BNI, and so that's like a referrals. And so BNI is a good one. If you're scared and you don't know how to talk to people, go find your BNIs. Them are simple ones. They cost you about $1,000 a year, and it costs you about 90 minutes a week that you have to do. And so it kind of forces you to go meet people. So BNI is a good one. And what I would say is, if you're going to do a BNI, go try out 3 or 4 and find the one that really passing the referrals, because you'll find some that they don't pass a lot of referrals. You want to find the one that's passing a lot of referrals. And then another thing is you can make your own local business BNI, basically a little thing where, hey, all business owners, let's go up here and support this little restaurant, and we'll have a group and we can talk, right? And do breakfast, or go to the coffee shop and talk, hey, what can I help you in your business, and what's working in your business? And so these are all things that we can do in networking, and networking still works 100%. So number 2, my number 2 It's still, it ain't number one, but it is number two, is yard signs. Because my number one, I still think, is the most important. Yard signs work great. I love yard signs. Yard signs are awesome. They make a lot of money. I know people make hundreds of thousands of dollars off of yard signs, and I get it. Some people hate them. Some people don't like them, and this is for sure. You know what? I want to hit on that because this is a great thing that you just hit on, Aiden. And another thing you can do I'm going to back up one for networking. If you are struggling to do networking, if you're struggling how to talk to people, if you struggle with communicating, Toastmasters is a great thing to do. It works good for networking, but it will also teach you how to speak, how to talk better. Right? And so the cool thing about Toastmasters, it's not expensive at all either. It's very cheap. I think it's like, I don't know, 30, 40 bucks a month, 20, I don't know. It's not expensive at all. And so if you can go find your Toastmasters, there's some all over. It's a international thing. It's a great way to start speaking better. I know it's kind of designed to become a speaker, but it's not just that. How to speak to other people better. And so if you are struggling with that, I would highly recommend you to do Toastmasters. So Aiden, I want to thank you for bringing that up because that is definitely something that a lot of people that you can do and help you out a lot. So the next thing is yard signs. So why do most yard signs fail? Well, the reason why most yard signs fail, $37 a year. So it's super cheap. If you can't afford that, then I don't know what to tell you. That's less than a pop a day. And so yard signs are the other thing that's super important. You know, you got to keep them simple. I even get on DJ. He likes to put his little logo, so then it makes it harder to see. But he does it anyway. So you got to make them simple. Pressure wash and a big number. You can see it. You can see it a mile away. A lot of people want to put all their logo on it, and they want to make this phone number real small, and they want to put all these services of house washing that nobody knows what that is, concrete cleaning, nobody knows what that is, all of these little services down here, and they jumble it up, and they have a little bitty phone number and a little bit of this, and nobody knows what you do. So you want big service and big phone number. Those are the two things. And even your website underneath. I mean, some people may go to it, but a lot of times they don't. So even on Christmas lights, right? Christmas Light Pro installers, big phone number, right? These things stand out like a sore thumb, and that's what you want. You got to be able to see these things going 50 mile an hour, going past them. So make sure that you have them. If you're going to do yard signs, I want you to write down how many yard signs you're going to put out this year. So that way, or how many you're going to put out a month. Are you going to put out 25 a week? Are you going to put out 50 a week? Are you going to put out 75 a week, right? Are you going to put out 300 yard signs a month? You know, I got people that are putting out 300-400 yard signs a month, right? Because they work that well. And so this is something that it does very well. I would highly suggest, if you're doing yard signs, to do 50 a week, 200 a month, and just do it. And you know, I see people be like, well, Jason, I put out 25 yard signs, and they didn't. Well, it's a numbers game. You put them suckers out, they're going to grow. I love them. They're awesome. They still work well, and they work awesome. A lot of people have made hundreds of thousands of dollars off of yard signs. Yard signs are definitely one that if you aren't doing them, they need to do them. Terrible logo. DJ, I know you're on here. He was actually complaining about you last night about not getting back about his logo. Yard signs, should we put your name on them? Will the cops come after us if we know who we are? I don't even put our name on them because most people, it's just that service that they're wanting. That's what we're going for. And then the number one thing that still works for 2025, it's a couple things. but our Google My Business local SEO, right? Local SEO, Google My Business, and that can contain a couple things. One, your website can go to it, because otherwise your Google My Business profile isn't going to probably rank very well in 2025. So one, do we have our 100 photos on our Google Business profile? Do we have, are we posting once a day or 3, 4, 5 times a week? Are we putting photos up? Are we asking for reviews? Do you have your review cards, right? Are you getting reviews? Are you doing those things, right? Are we local? Are we building our local brand for our business so people can find you, right? That's the key. Do we have local pages that go to our Google My Business to say, hey, Google over here, we do this, or hey, AI, we do this? Because yes, AI is coming more and more profound, and people are using more and more AI stuff. Because if you didn't know it, this is ChatGPT on here, and so these are always coming to do more. So again, my number one thing for 2025 is still one of the number one things. It's kind of like what TC's was saying up here, that he, his number one is SEO, and so he's been in business long enough that it's kind of taking off, right? And so that's the important part of why this is still important, is our Google My Business. And it doesn't cost you anything. You need to spend a little bit of time on it, build it out, get it done. I get it. It can be it's not easy to get them. It's not easy to get them verified anymore. I understand that they're a pain in the butt to get verified. But what I will say is I still believe that the Google Business is a way to go. Can you still post on Google My Business? Yes, you can. You can't do it through the app. You got to do it on your phone. So you actually got to go to, if you type in Google My Business or type in your business name, it will bring up your thing, and then you can just do it from that way. They don't have an app no more that you can post it through the app. You actually got to go through and type in your business. So when you type in your business, I'll type in King of Pressure Wash, and you type that in there, and then when you type it in there, you will see that Google My Business comes up, so you can edit the profile, and then this is where you can post from there. This is where you can post your photos, you can post all of that. So you can see up here at the top, in the Google search bar, I just typed in Google My Business, and that is how I'm able to pull that up. And so this is how you are able to update it, to do this. Update Google profile hours of operation during holidays. Yes, and that's how you can do all of that. And so Google My Business, SEO, if you're doing blogs still working. It is kind of on the down. I don't know what's going to happen in the next couple years. There's a lot of things that are changing with it. I think you'll see a lot more changing with it, with AI coming out with a lot of stuff. But as of right now, it still works. It still does. It does. You get you lots of business. You can, the reviews still help you out. So you're trying to get your reviews. Make sure you get all of your reviews. Ask for your reviews. Beg for your reviews. Do whatever you have to do to get your reviews. Because reviews are super important. And here's the thing, you need to help them get your review, because when you show up and you say, here, scan this QR code, and then when they look at their phone, they're not signed into Google. Are you going to get a review? No. But you can still. You can got this $1,000 phone in your hand that everybody has, and you can say, will you give me a video review? And video reviews are awesome. They can be worth $1 million. One video review can be worth $1 million, right? And so get a a video review can help you out a bunch, because and don't just ask them one question. Come up with a series of 3 questions, because if you just ask them one question and say, will you tell me about my business, and they're going to say, Jason's business is awesome. Okay, that's kind of boring, right? But we not agree that's kind of boring? And so what if we went and said, all right, so obviously we want to get the boring question out, and then we can add on to it and say, all right, now tell me, like you're telling your best friend, like your best friend, that you tell them everything. Tell me how you would tell them how we are. Oh, Jason was great, and he did everything he said he was good. He came early, he got it done. He communicated with me, and he did all the little things. And that one spot I was telling you about the other day where that dirt was, I didn't think they could get it. They got it all cleaned up for me. Right now, that's a great review. And so that's what we're looking for when we're trying to get our reviews. So that is definitely something that we need to get our reviews. How much does Google Guarantee cost? Google Guarantee costs around anywhere from $20 to $50 per lead for pressure washing and Christmas lights per phone call. That is per phone call, not per lead, but per phone call. So it's not just a lead form. It is actually a phone call is how much it costs. So that is what that costs. So that is my top 5 things that still work. Which pretty much, when I asked everyone's lead source, fell into one of those top 5s. So my question to you all is, and so I know whatever, so your top lead sources are, but what are you going to do in 2025 for your business of marketing? Are you going to try something new? Are you going to do something? Are you going to do LinkedIn? Are you going to do Facebook? Are you going to add something to it? Are you going to do yard signs? What are you going to do? And I always tell people, you need to get good at one thing before you try to do everything. Because when you try to do everything and you don't focus on when you focus on nothing, guess what? Nothing grows. But when you focus on one thing and become great at it, and then you can start going out from there. But you really need to focus pretty hard on one and be great at one, so that way it will help you out a bunch. How do I get more commercial jobs? Just boots on the ground or emails? Yes, both. And LinkedIn. LinkedIn is one of my favorites for commercial work. LinkedIn. This past week on my Monday Night Marketing, I did about a 45-minute, usually that's only supposed to be 15 minutes. I did about a 45-minute thing on LinkedIn of optimizing your LinkedIn profile. It's on both King of Pressure Wash membership and Christmas Lights membership. And it's pretty cool. There was a bunch of people have already showed me their LinkedIns, and they've gotten them verified because nobody had them verified. So they got them verified, and they got them all set up this week, which is awesome. And then this weekend, or this next Monday Night Marketing Zoom call, I'm going to go on another 35 to 40 minute tangent on how to post and how to use AI to post and how to comment on people's stuff. And so that is what I am going to do for on Monday, this upcoming Monday, in my Monday night Zoom calls. If you're not a member of King of Pressure Wash or ChristmasLights.io, you can go to ChristmasLights.io/SP or King of Pressure Wash. It's both. It's on the same one, but it is definitely something that it will help you get your LinkedIn. And then next week, not this week, but next week, I'm going to go in deep on Sales Navigator and how to use Sales Navigator of LinkedIn for your Christmas light and pressure washing business. You know, my good friend Benjamin here, was my competitor. Now he just lives here, but next to us, did almost $2 million this year. $2 million, like $1.8 million. And a lot of that came from LinkedIn. He pays very little. He pays zero money in ads. He's worked LinkedIn for about 4 or 5 years, and he's done very well for himself off of LinkedIn. He's traveled. He did a job down in South Carolina. He drove all the way down to South Carolina for a week to make $60,000 or $65,000. Who in here would like to do $60,000 or $65,000 in a week? Give me a thumbs up, right? And so this is something that he's been able to do off of his LinkedIn, and this is why I push LinkedIn so hard. I push it because I want you all to be successful, and so these next couple weeks, that's something that I'm showing you in my membership. So if you want to check that out, ChristmasLight.io or the other one, King of Pressure Wash. So, with that, what's your all's questions? I'll go up here and we'll go through some questions and see what you all have. Hey, those shorts are cool. How are you editing? Oh, yeah, I answered that one before. Again, CapCut is one. There's a couple, you can use whatever you got to do it. I'm getting Christmas-like quotes. Yep, we already hit that. I think I hit most of these. I put 50 yard signs out today and got 4 calls. One quoted a $20,000 job. Think about that. That's a high five right there. I don't even know if this is my high five here. Where's my high five at? That's not my high five. That's not my high five. There we go. 50 yard signs and $20,000 job, right? That's what I'm talking about. People always like, well, when should I put them out? I wouldn't do it here in my area because we got 6 inches of snow on the ground right now, and it's supposed to get down into the negatives next week. But the following week, I would start putting out yard signs because after the following week in February, it's looking to be like 40s and 50s. I would start putting out yard signs in February, and that way people see my yard signs. They're going to stay out longer because nobody's mowing, and so they're going to stay out longer. And so that is awesome to see that you went out and put out 50 yard signs and got 4 calls and a $20,000 job. That's what I'm talking about, guys. It's about doing it, being consistent, going after it, and keep doing it. Sometimes people are like, well, Jason, they just don't work in my area, or I think they look trashy. Well, you know what my opinion is? I think they look trashy too, but $20,000, I'll look trashy all day. Will you look trashy for $20,000? I promise you, I will put them out whether you like them or not. I'm not disagreeing when you say they look trashy, but they work. And when they work, I'm going to put them out. Number 1 lead is in person and meeting with the decision makers. Blogs is my number 1. Number 1, I think he will stay consistent. And that's with anything. I agree. Consistency is key. All thanks to your knowledge and teaching. Google sucks now. I am only using it for reviews. Google used to be great and do 3-year contracts for Christmas lights. I only lost 1 customer this year with doing this. Yep, I like the 3-year Christmas lights customers. What's up, Mr. Artie? How are you doing? Number 1, I think don't spend more money on your rig than you got invested in marketing. That is a good one too. 100%. B&I was lousy for me. Bankers, mortgages, insurance did well. We did not. We had a hard time getting into those conversations with customers. What I've learned is if you go to a B&I, you got to find one that has the trade people in it, because you will find some B&Is that will have a lot of the mortgage and insurance and all those bull crap. You got to find the ones that have a lot of the trades. And when you go, so you're allowed to do either 3 or 4 meetings for free. And what you want to look for when you go to them is to see, are the trades trading with each other? Because if they're not trading with each other, they're not going to trade with you either. So that's something that I would say that I would look for. I started my own networking group, and we are now having our first expo for small business. That's awesome. Yard signs, should we put our name on them? Will the cops come after? Usually the cop ain't going to come after you. It'll be the city or the county will come after you if you're going to get it. Can you still post? Yep, I already showed that. Google business profile on there. Thank you. Do you go and put it in yard signs all over town or your customer's home? How do you have that conversation with your customer to get their permission? Usually I just put them out there. And if they don't like it, I'll pull it up. How much does Google Guarantee cost? We hit on that. Again, it's anywhere from about $25 to $50 a person, depends on what it is. How do I get more commercial jobs? Just boots on the ground. Like I said, with that rant, yard signs. Mr. Ryan Lee, how are you doing? How's EDDM? EDDM can work very well, but it's one of those things that it is probably one of the most expensive things to test to see if it's going to work. Because if you're going to send out 10,000 door hangers, that means you got to send out 3 batches of 3,000, right? So you don't go if you go send out 10,000 door hangers all at once to 10,000 different customers, you're going to get the crappiest. You won't even get your money back probably. But if you go out there and you post it and you keep sending them out 4 to 6 times, you want to hit them 4 to 6 times with that same card because you want that consistency. You're kind of building your brand. That's why you want to do that. More yard signs and door hangers. I only focus on doors. I agree at being great at one thing. Yep. And that's something that I didn't put in here because I never had seen it much in our area. And one reason why you've probably seen it, well, you came from the siding side too, but is door knocking. Door knocking is one that works. It works awesome. I've seen it. Originally I thought, I don't know if that's going to work all the way across the country because the places that it works, a lot of them are Mormons, so they got lots of door knockers. And so Utah works really well with it. Idaho works really well with it. And I was like, I don't know if that works everywhere. But I also got a guy down in Orlando doing door knocking and crushed it his very first year. And so door knocking is definitely a great thing to do. It is one that works very well also. I keep using Google Ads and yard signs. Something new, post more often in Instagram, Facebook, organic. Not planning on paying. I'm trying it on December and it worked good. That's my explanation. Is there really a difference between big postcards and the smaller ones? Can we talk about postcards? Yeah, I like the big ones. I want the biggest one in the mail back, right? Because I want them to see it. If I got a little bitty card, are they going to see it? Probably not, because I need this thing to stand out. Postcards are kind of like yard signs. You want one service on it. Don't try to put 25 services on a yard or on a postcard, because you really want to shoot after that one service, right? And so we all know that if you do pressure washing and you do house washing and you do roof cleaning, when someone calls you, 90% of the people are going to say, I need my house what? Pressure washed. Right? They're not going to say, I need my roof cleaned. They're not going to say, I need my house washed. They're going to say, I need my house pressure washed. And so guess what we want to put on our EDDM? Pressure washing, right? So they know we do pressure washing. Because if I say house wash, am I talking on the inside, outside? What am I talking about, right? So that's why one big thing on there. Another thing with this here is I want it, when they get the mail and they got their little cards in there, right? This is their mail here. This is their mail, right? I want it to stand out because I want it to stand out. See how much bigger it is? I want it to be like, oh, I know this is big. That's why I want it big. When you are asking for customers for referrals, you just asking for their phones to call them. How are you doing this? So one of the ways that you can ask for referrals is have a referral program, right? On my card here, I got my review. I got my referrals on here on the backside, right? So ask for referrals, give a gift card, do something. If your average ticket is, let's just say your average ticket is $1,000. So if my average ticket is $1,000, would I be okay to give a $50 gift card to a really nice restaurant for a referral? And do you think someone might actually give me a referral at that point? Or should I only do a $25 gift card? So if someone gives me a referral and they book with us, I would be willing to give a $50 gift card to it. I might even be willing to do a $75 gift card. Because here's the thing that I know by the numbers that I've seen from past customers or clients of mine, that referrals will have the highest close rate, and referrals will have the highest ticket, the highest average cost of of the house wash. So yes, I would give a $100 gift card, especially for Christmas lights. If I get if I'm getting my average ticket's $2,000, well, yeah, I'd give a $100 gift card to somewhere, to a nice restaurant that they may want to go to. Christmas lights is a little bit different than pressure washing, and here's what I mean by it. Our Christmas light clients, do they really care about a $25 or a $50 gift card? Most of them don't give two craps about it, right? Because they're making enough money that they don't need to worry about. If they're willing to spend $2,000 on a Christmas lights, they're usually not worried about a gift card of saving $25, right? So it's kind of hard to do it. And so this is the book, the last book I read. Go ask those clients, hey, you know what, Miss Jones, I'm starting a referral program. And what would be something that you would like that would give you more reasons to give my business away? Ask them. See what they say. Don't just come up with something. Ask them. Now, pressure washing, that's a little bit different. So that is definitely something for the referrals of it. We're asking at the end of the jobs. We're asking it during the phone calls, right? Referrals and reviews kind of go hand to hand. At the end of the conversation is our goal is to make sure that you are so happy that you want to give me a 5-star review and go tell all your friends, right? That's what we want to. We want to end our phone calls with that. When we go knock on the door, hey, my goal today is to make you so happy that you want to give us a 5-star review and you want to go tell all your friends. At the end of the job, is there any reason why you won't give me a 5-star review? Is there any reason why you won't go tell all your friends? Will you go post this on your social media and tag me? I appreciate it. It really helps me out. And then ask, do you have one person? Don't ask for everybody. Because when you say, can you give me 3 people? They're like, I don't know. Can you give me one person that needs my service and give me their information and I can call them, or you can, give them that information. So that's how you really want to do it. And then you don't just stop then, just like you don't stop on reviews. You give a text, you give emails, right? And you ask. If you have not, because you ask not. I mean, it's a principle that works in everything. Networking creates relationships. Yep, it does. What does everyone use for their review card thing? Right there. If you're a member of King of Pressure Wash or Pressure Wash, you get the template for free. If not, you can go to christmaslights.io and go to the marketing section, and I can make these for you. We get them made for you. I don't remember what they are, but we can get them made for you. So christmaslights.io, and then at the top right of the website, it'll be marketing. I think it's like marketing stuff, and that's where you can get that at. Yard signs. Should I travel to my outside area 30 minutes out to put yard signs? I normally only put them on my direct area. That can depend on where you want to be at. Where are you trying to shoot for? I mean, I put them everywhere. I'm about to commit to 300 yard signs with pressure washing and number. That's really all I need. Yes, that is really all you need. Thanks for these tips. Looking forward to implementing some of these this year. And if you're like Daniel, you'll crush it. Do we hire a team for door-to-door? You got to get your systems down. You got to get your system down to be able to do this, right? And there's different systems to do it, right? You need to be able to track whose door you're knocking. So like one guy that Eric Beck that I'm probably going to be doing a class with before long will be, and he talks about that you need to, before you go to a next neighborhood, you got to get 80% of the people to give you a yes or a no, right? You just keep walking that neighborhood until you get 80% or 90% of them to say yes or no. And then you go to the next neighborhood, and then you go to the next neighborhood, and that's how you make them work. Moneybushes.com, yes, that is a great thing, is running a deal on signs. Got mine for $3.35, double-sided plus H stake. So go to moneybushes.com and get your yard signs. Yard signs work awesome. Moneybushes.com. There you go, moneybushes.com. I sold $21,000 in permanent lights. Or 200,000, I can't read, $211,000 in permanent light, 80% from door to doors, rest in referrals and yard signs. We love yard signs. All right. Jeff's Lawn Care. Do you put yard signs out every year? Yes. Yes. Even when I had my business, yard signs was part of my marketing. You know, Google Ads did me really well when I had my business. I spent a lot in Google Ads. I spent about $40,000 to $50,000 a year in just Google Ads because it did so well for me. But I still did yard signs. I still probably put out a couple thousand yard signs a year. So yard signs work. You know, it's one of those things that you just got to do them all. How do I get that card? Again, here, I'll show you where it is. Christmaslights.io. So if you go to christmaslights.io, if I can get my thing up here, and go to marketing, and then you can get the tap cards, you can get all of them. You can go here to Christmas Light, not the website. Review cards and tap cards. I know I got the regular review cards. Here it is. The business referral cards. The business referral cards also has the review on it. So, I got them for pressure washing and Christmas lights. So if you need it for Christmas lights or pressure washing, I can do either one. I'll put the QR code on it. You got to get me your Google business profile review. I'll put the thing on there. You give me your phone numbers and your websites, and if you got any pictures or if you want me to do them, whatever your gift card is, and then we'll get you all set up. If you want to do it yourself, I do have a Canva template if you join kingofpressurewash.com, and you can get it there. All right. Let's see here. What else questions we got here? What is the process of staying top of mind for our current customers? Email automation, phone calls, mail, customer retention is my new focus. This is one of my new focuses. So your follow-up system should include all of those. And then I would also say text also. So it is definitely something that your customer journey is very, very important. And so it's one that is it is cheaper to get an old customer than it is to get a new customer. But yet we will spend the least amount of time and the least amount of money on trying to keep our old customers. And so, yes, email automation, text, phone calls. So right now, you guys aren't very busy. And February is going to roll around, and you're still not going to be very busy. So you got this nice CRM. A lot of people have these awesome CRMs, and they do absolutely nothing with them. And so that is the dumbest thing ever. So this is one that you need to start texting and emailing and calling them. Sit down and call every one of them in February and say, hey, Miss Jones, just seeing how you're doing. Just letting you know that we have our spring special. We can't wait till spring comes and blah, blah, blah. You know, come up with a script that you can hit on it and try to sell people that way. And you'll be surprised that people will buy from you. You have not because you ask not. And that's a great one. Mr. George Yost is late. If you've never been to Jason's class, you need to go. I have come great friends with some of the guys in the class, plus learned a lot. So if you'd want to know, I do have some training coming up. You can go to christmaslights.io/IPT for in-person training, or you can go to King of Pressure, or you can go to kpwtrain.com. KPW train, KPW for King of Pressure Wash train.com, or you can go to kingofpressurewash.com and go to in-person training. I have one coming up in February, I believe it's February 8th and 9th. You do not want to miss this one. This one will be an awesome one. And you might say, well, why is this one going to be an awesome one, Jason? Because I got my good friend Chris Johnson is going to be teaching with me. And so all day Friday is pressure washing. So if you want to learn about pressure washing, maybe you want to learn, some people might be, well, I already own a pressure washing business. Do you want to get off the truck? Do you want to learn systems to get off the truck? Well, I'll teach you systems how to get off the truck, because I'm going to teach new guys how to do it. So you can take the way I teach to your systems and make that the way they can learn. And then on Saturday is the most important day. Saturday is learn how to do marketing, how to do sales. Chris Johnson had an average ticket of over $2,100 $2,100 on his pressure washing business. And so Chris is great at sales. Chris is awesome at doing the DISC program and the love languages, and we teach on how to use this to sell, and it works amazing. And he does in-person quoting, so we'll not just talk about online quoting. We'll teach you in-person quoting. We'll teach you how to do in-person quoting. And so Saturday is the most important day. That is the day that you do not want to miss. That is the day that you will learn the most. And then Sunday is permanent lighting training. So if you want to do permanent lighting, that is permanent lighting. Permanent lighting, if you go to christmaslights.io, you can go there. If you want to do pressure washing, King of Pressure Wash, you can go there, or you can do all three of them. So this is one that in Myrtle Beach, I promise you. And as Bobby Duncan said, you not only learn a lot, but you also meet a lot of awesome people, and the networking of people in the class a lot of times is more important than you'll learn a lot, because there is business owners there that, the last couple permanent classes I've had some really high-end people come that I've got to meet because we did the permanent lighting training. And so one of the guys was from, they did turf out in Texas, and they had a couple $1 million business. Do you think he has some information that I can maybe use? Absolutely. I learned things, right? Because they know way better than I do some things, because they've figured things out. That's why they have a couple $1 million businesses, because of it. And so that's the cool thing about the networking side of it. We will be at Chris's house. He has his shop in the back of his house. It's an awesome shop that he has. And so we'll be doing the training there. I think he said we'll be doing lunch there. We'll be supplying dinner there. So you don't need lunch or dinner and breakfast. We usually will have something for you for that. And so the hotel's about 5 minutes away from there. And so it's in Myrtle Beach. It's actually outside of Myrtle Beach, so you're not going to be paying high pricing, being that we're also out of season. So the pricing ain't bad on the hotel. So definitely go check out kpwtrain.com or King of Pressure Wash and find it out. It is definitely worth your time and everything. And I promise you will learn a lot. I have everything needed to start a pressure washing driveways, but scared to put myself out there. How do you get over that feeling? Come to my training. That's what I'm going to tell you, because you'll learn how to soft wash. You'll learn all the chemicals. You'll learn about how to, about the dangers of high pressure, the dangers of chemicals, the dangers of roof cleaning, the dangers of height. There's a lot of dangers that you really don't realize. I've got a section in my pressure washing that I had a person about pass out because I showed a picture of what happened with this person with a pressure washer. And the dude was like, I never thought that pressure washer was that dangerous. I'm like, right? So what about your employees that don't know? And you're just like, here's this pressure washer, just go pressure wash. And the next thing you know, he blows his eye out, or he blows whatever. Right? And so it happens. I've got pictures. I've got stories to tell. Chris Johnson actually has one of his employees. That was the one that blew his eye out. He had a ball valve on the reel up here, and he, some reason, turned that ball valve on, and it had pressure in it. You got to be careful out there. It's a dangerous thing. It's nasty and can be dangerous. How many times should I post on social media? If you're going to do social media like Facebook, you're going to post 20 times. You're going to post 2-3 times a day, 4 times a day is what you're going to post. Mr. Al, I haven't seen you on here in a while. You still alive? My gym teacher friend, if you are a normal consumer and paying over $1,000 for a house in concrete wash, would you call a yard sign or someone that is in the same money bracket to their friends? I'm going to call on a yard sign. A lot of them do. Great marketing tips tonight, brother. Thank you, Mr. Ron Roby. What's a good CRM to use? One that you actually do. Marquette's a pretty good one that's kind of cheap, so that was a good one to start off on. I know a lot of people. Another one that a lot of people use is Customer Factor. It's old, it's kind of janky, but it does the job and it works, and it's not bad. Thank you for answering all my questions. Yard signs are only good for the job you didn't have in a week pickup. Please don't waste your time putting out yard signs. Oh, gosh. Booking Myrtle Beach now. Are you still friends with Donovan? I'm still friends. We just don't do business together no more. So I don't have nothing against him. But, yep, that's what I got. Hope you all have an awesome night. Hope you all start taking action. You know, a lot of people are like, what do I do in the wintertime? This is a time that you set up your systems. This is a time that you look back at last year and you be like, what did we do great? Answer that question. What did we do great last year? And then the next question is what did we suck at? What systems sucked? Was it answering the phone? Was it getting quotes out? Was it getting the job done faster? What system sucks? And then you ask your question is, how do we improve it? Right? What were you great at? What did you suck at? And how do we improve it? Because the only thing you got to do is get better than yesterday. And if we do the same things we did this year as we did last year, you're going to suck at those same things. And here's the thing. The things that you suck at or the systems that sucked, and you go hiring people, it's only going to suck worse. You will tear up more stuff. You'll destroy more stuff. And so it is important that you make sure that you're doing the things you need to do to get your stuff where it needs to be at. So with that, I hope you all have a great week. Stay warm for us in this Midwest. It's freezing right now. And if you ever need anything, reach out to me. If you want to know when I go live, you can text. This is for the Christmas light one. Light 855-619-5483. My pressure washing one, you can text King to 859-696-1101. 859-696-1101. I'm just starting my pressure washing business, looking to get my first client. Thank you for your training. What are your thoughts on instant quote door hangers versus I think it's good for sure. Alrighty, so with that, we'll see you all later and hope you have a great night.